Hello everybody and welcome back for the Friday chili update. It's kind of a beautiful day here in WestMan, and in fact it's such a beautiful day in WestMan we're under a heat warning, which means, I don't know, the temperature might get up to 12 or something. Actually, I suppose it's probably supposed to get into the 30s. That's about when Manitoban people start to go, oh, it's so warm, I just can't deal with it. Meanwhile, Shocks and I are going, yeah, it's like back in Penticton, it's a nice day. Anyway, because of said heat warning, I didn't mow the lawn before we're doing today's update. So it's a little, shaggy hippie on a bad hair day back there. But we're going to take a look at these peppers anyway. And I want your advice because I'm seriously considering making a couple of drastic changes. I'm not really thrilled with how the peppers are doing in this whole post-hole garden thing. So, yes, changes are definitely needed. Pretty easy to see where I get with the riding mower and where I don't. A bunch of little clumps of dandelions and such lying around. I was just hound dogging it, trying to clean it up a little bit. Would have worked better if I had cleaned up the mess from all the weeding. But, anyway, we've got our strip of 3 hot lemons. Saved these from the 1 or 2 peppers that I got from my hot lemon last year. This first one in the row is starting to produce lots of flowers, so that's quite exciting. And the second one here, oh, I had a dragonfly on it for a second there, but I guess I scared it off. We got a little pepper bum right in the middle there. That little stem says pepper bum in there. I don't know if we can see it on the camera. Right there. So that's cool. And then the third one of our hot lemons here, we've got lots of flower starts on this as well. Now I do believe this is advanced from where these peppers were when I bought them last year. I think I got the Home Depot. I got a whole bunch of pepper starts from Home Depot last year. So sliding down this first row, got one of the Sugar Rushes here. Let me just dive in and take a closer look. That is the Sugar Rush Peach, which is producing for me. Very nice to see that. Interesting looking pepper. Got a few of them on here. There's another one there. Another one back there. Another one down there. So very cool. Fairly productive and kind of exciting. Moving over, I believe this one here is the Sugar Rush Red, which when we looked at it last week was starting to form some flower balls, and lo and behold, here we've got one pointing down. Got a couple pointing down in the middle. We've got flower forming its petals down here. Should be opening sometime soon. A lot more baby flowers forming in the tops of all these branches. Slightly more developed one up in there. So that's nice. We might get to see something out of that this year. I have yet to try any of the Sugar Rush peppers. So now this is one of these so-called Ahuachapans we've got. Still in the first row. We've got some open flowers in there, so that's nice. Little tiny stick on here kind of indicates a pepper bum. Nice open flower there. And I've kind of noticed, let's look at the back of this flower for a second. You see how it's a little darker around the base of the petals? That generally seems to indicate to me that a bee or some pollinator at least has been in there, done its magic. I'm guessing those will fall off in the next couple of days. Got another little flower in there. I don't know that I believe this is an Ahuachapan though, so we're just going to have to wait it out on that. This one here, also labeled as an Ahuachapan. This I do believe in, and I do believe it scares me a little bit, because this is the one with that pepper pod, which is a nice enough looking pod, but a little on the scary side, And over here, got this. Kind of a monster, this one. Not a bad looking pepper. Hopefully that's showing up. A lot of shadow going on there. So yeah, this first row seems to be doing fairly well. So when we start going back up this second row, we start looking at some of the plants that I'm a little concerned about. For example, this so-called super chili. Not a lot of growth going on with this plant. Not a very happy looking plant. Thinking very seriously about digging this one up and putting it into a planter, along with the MOA Scotch bonnet that we'll be taking a look at in a minute. Because the tomatoes that were looking so sad, but I transplanted into the buckets now in the grove, are looking amazing. in some cases better than the ones that are in the ground. This is another one of the so-called super chilies that every day I'm more and more convinced is in fact a garden salsa. So that's fabulous, because I didn't actually get any of those that made it through. Sounds like a train coming in. What we got back here, I think this is the Ahi Guyana, or one of the Ahi Guyanas. Grass is growing up kind of tall here. Like I said, need to do a mow. Yeah, that's the Guyana. We've got flower petals. So we'll have a few open flowers on here by sometime next week, but I don't see anything that's really growing into a fruit. This is kind of a, I almost want to say a dainty pepper plant. It's very interesting. Then moving up here, we've got the row of 4 sand dollars. They're coming along fairly well. I like the leaf size on these guys. Nothing terribly impressive to report on these, except, no, it's not that one. It is this one. If we look right down in the center there, I'll have the beginning of a flower. Fantastic. Really enjoy these particular peppers. They completely destroyed the flavor of peach in my schnapps, but that's my fault, not theirs. So here we come across the MOA Scotch bonnet. This poor little thing that has maybe grown an inch since it's been outside. If I want to see any peppers off this particular plant, this puppy's gonna have to overwinter. It's gonna have to make the trip into the dungeon and somehow survive. So this is another one I'm already thinking about. Do you mind, train? I'm trying to make a video. Anyway, this is another one I'm thinking about bringing up, maybe putting in a planter. But I would love some feedback. Here we have the best in class from the sand dollars. Double forked, we got some flowers in here. They look a little more advanced than the other ones, so we might actually see pepper bums on this one first. That'd be great. Got the Sugar Rush Cream here. Some very nice open flowers, and we can see what I believe to be indications of pollination on the back of those flowers. I don't see any actual pepper starts yet, but I'd say we're on the way. So that's wonderful. And back here we have the smaller of the red demons. Don't see much going on there yet, but on the back one we have a brand new pepper forming right here. A little tiny guy at the moment. And down at the bottom we have the first pepper on here. So this may be what was so productive in the coffee can. Again, it was not a super chili that it was labeled, but you know, life goes on. It is pretty warm for a Manitoba day here though, so probably gonna keep this pretty quick after this. We'll check 3 of the peppers on the driveway, and then my sweat level says I need to go in for something with ice in it. Okay, so let's take a look at 2 ahis out front and that beautiful El Oro de Ecuador. We're gonna start at the back with what I have labeled as an ahi calabaza. We can see this flower that just came off. It's kind of darkened at the base of the petals like I was just talking about. This one here that's just about to come off, same deal. This one here, so it's probably already pollinated. We do have quite a few peppers starting to form on this, but I have to say they don't look anything like the ahi calabaza peppers I saw posted in the PLC. So yeah, if anybody knows, you know, if these are true to form or not, maybe you could please let me know. That would be wonderful. Beside it here, the Ahuachapan. Got even more. Oh, that's a dead one. Too bad. But look at all the peppers on here. This is insane. And we've got tons more flowers forming there. Pollinated flower there. These things are pretty decent size. Still waiting on them to get to an orangey color, but they have gone kind of a creamy from the kind of a green. So I don't know, is there an Ahuachapan cream variety? Is waiting for orange the wrong idea with these peppers? All these questions and more. Oh, you beautiful, beautiful thing. There are so many peppers on this plant. And they are getting to be about the size where I would expect these to start ripening in a lot of cases. I don't know if you can see that one there. hiding in the leaves. We got that one there. So maybe a couple more weeks, I don't know. Start seeing some yellow peppers instead of just yellow leaves, but these yellow leaves don't seem to be an issue on the plant. Just old. Just old. Like gray hair, you know, all those gray hairs that are popping up in my beard. Yeah, these yellow leaves are like that. Anywho, I do believe that's where I'm going to wrap it up for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me as we take a look at all the chilies growing around the yard. Usually I would be doing a tomato update on Saturday, but I don't know, with the full garden coming right on the heels there on Sunday, I'm thinking maybe Saturday videos are going to go back to being something just a little bit more random. So I guess if you want to tune in tomorrow, we'll find out together just what that video is going to be. Take care everybody, play safe tonight, and hopefully I'll see you in the comments tomorrow.